Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is John. I'm a full-time eBay reseller based in Melbourne, Australia. This is a break in our weekly topic deep dive. It felt like the appropriate thing to do on the last week of the year would be to reflect on the year that's gone by and to just take stock on how far we've come as resellers, how far the community's come, how far I suppose how far just this whole thing called reselling has come. And the first thing that I really appreciate is the eBay Sellers Australia group. That shift in culture to being helpful instead of just kind of piling on, taking the piss out of members who don't know what they're doing. Just having good admins. Jason, Matt, Georgina, Jenny, Steve, Paul. There are others. Don't kill me for not remembering off the top of my head. None of this was pre-planned. But just the fact that like you guys get in there and provide positive feedback and provide constructive feedback. That's been Jason, man, your paragraphs far out. Like I swear you see a post that's like a bit edgy, and it feels like you go to like an upper room of some sort. Shut all the blinds, close your eyes, and meditate for a response. That's the kind of response I feel like we get back after you come down from that upper room. Just seeing a commitment, especially riding along with eBay all years happening, to provide real contextual feedback, not just feedback like what's better when someone goes what's better this or that, and people just go this, some people go that, and then it's like a commenting poll of sorts, and then the poster has to go, well, I guess 5 people said yes and 6 people said no, so maybe it's a no. But really getting responses that are paragraphs of like, here's why it would be a yes, here's why it would be a no, please tell us about your situation so that we can guide you deeper whether it's a yes or a no. And it almost feels like there's a gap, because when someone thinks to sell things online, it almost feels too easy. It almost feels like yeah, just buy this, put it online, follow the steps, and put your listing up, and you'll sell. And having a year's worth of constructive feedback gives credibility to this thing called reselling. It really highlights how big of a variable your situation is as a seller. I mean, I can sell what I sell because of my situation. You, with the same situation, are still not me, and that could significantly influence your success relative to mine doing this exact same thing. And that's really cool, because that tells me that there's a mix that once you figure it out will mean that you get to be successful as well. I've never liked the businesses where they go, follow our 7-step plan and you'll get this. Never like that. Especially never like those ones where they do it in like a 10-second ad, and then there's like a little asterisk and a little like speedy blurb like, personal circumstances may vary, please consult your like that all like a crap ton of disclaimers after this simple way of doing something. Reselling, if anything, helps us to appreciate just how much we need to understand every part of that fulfillment process, from the research to the sourcing to the listing to the fulfilling, and then to the post-purchase customer service. How doing that excellently as you can is really something that requires a lot of practice, requires a level of mastery for you to confidently rinse and repeat. So yeah, all that to say, I'm proud of the Australian eBay community. Very proud of you guys. Very proud of the just the wave of good content as well. 2 Aussie thrifters back from burnout. Chris Furlong, you 3 come to mind. Aussie flipper. like just the desire to educate, the desire to provide an inside peek into this thing called reselling. Great stuff. Um, and also, when thinking about how more people are aware that selling things online is, and by the way, if you guys are expecting this to be a short video, it's not. And you clicked on it, you saw how long it's going to go for. So I did not plan any of this. It's all just coming from the heart. The just the seeing the platform grow, seeing more buyers, more sellers, seeing more, I guess, little lambs stumbling around, figuring out how to get a good listing going. First thing I noticed that it's so easy to get started on eBay. It's like it's ridiculously easy. Just the thought of having to sell something 10 years ago, and the thought of being able to sell something now, and having your choice of platforms to go with, Facebook, Gumtree, eBay, like, it's so easy. You take a photo, you put it up there, you write some sort of description that people may or may not read, you pick a price. And for the most part, price plus good photos gets you a sale. If they are within your local area, if you're on Gumtree or Facebook, or if you know how to ship something, eBay, right? Like that, it's so easy. It's not the complexity is not in the process of listing. It's in the growing long term. And I think that's been something that has been underestimated by a lot of new sellers. The fact that when looking for new opportunity, given the uncertainty in the employment, uncertainty in the market, the economy, uncertainty just with COVID, with family situations, uncertainty with, you know, whether you can work from home or not, looking after kids, whether you start a family, things like that. Like, when you look for opportunity, the first thing to look for is, what's the easiest thing I can get started. OnlyFans, great example of something where there is, you can just get started. It's not for everybody, right? Fit's important. So that aside, with eBay, very easy to get started. And then when thinking about how to actually rely on it, to transition into it, to make it a full-time thing, it's quite sad to see that some don't appreciate the amount of work and the amount of journey required to actually get to a point where you can rely on it as an income. And so when I reflect on the year that's gone by, having gone from being solo to having a full-timer now, I haven't been able to take my leg off the gas just yet, because having this new capacity means we can grow some more. Ideally, I want to have several staff members working for me. Ideally, I want to get out of my house. And but I'm not like I don't feel the way someone would feel climbing one mountain only to realize there's another one and another one after that. Like, I don't feel that way. And I go, I mean, I'm tired. Don't get me wrong, I'm tired. Like, it's a hot day. I poured myself a glass of whiskey at 1 in the afternoon. Cheers. And I still want to do it. That's the thing. Like, after 3 years, I still want to do it. I still feel like I'm not there yet. I definitely am not there yet. One of the things that I've been really focused on is spending more time with my kids. And for me, success is if I can turn up to all my kids' events that happen during the day, office hours. I can just turn up, sports carnivals, things like that. Like, to break that stereotype of like where mums go and dads don't. I want to be the dad that can go. And I've been able to do that this year, and that's been amazing. And that makes this whole venture that much more meaningful. I reckon the only thing I've been doing, trying hard to preserve, is that. Like, if I can do that and grow the business, I'm happy. And having Jenny, who is like super supportive, to allow me to do that, sometimes at the expense of our time together as well. And that's the next thing, like with this coming year, wanting to give us more time together as well. Yeah, growing a business, that part's, you know, eBay is just an easy open door. There is still a lot to do methodically to get to a point where you can rely on it as a business. Thankfully, all those channels that I mentioned, the admins that I mentioned in the Australian eBay group, and this channel, we're all here to help you. We're all here to help you, I guess, assign method to the madness that you see, to hopefully allow you to get to a point where you can rely on eBay as a way to supplement whether it's a part of your income or all your income and more. Create employment even, and that's pretty cool. So that's one reflection. I've really liked seeing the increased competition from smaller sellers, because it provides like a flavor, like a what's the word? Like a variety to eBay that has been better than before. Like in the past, you get a couple of small sellers selling bits and pieces here and there, but now you actually get small sellers who choose to remain small. Like we're talking 10 to 100 listings, and they keep replenishing within that capacity. And there's a quality of work there that kind of elevates, I guess it elevates eBay as a whole, I feel, because buyers almost now feel comfortable. They don't just look for the big seller, they do look for the small seller, and that's a great opportunity for a lot of small sellers coming in. Like just being a small seller doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be penalized, because there's examples of quality that you can follow at that small capacity. Seeing buyers actually shift their preference to buying online, in addition to being comfortable with getting items shipped rather than having to be picked up in person, that's been pretty amazing as well. Seeing postal services as a result of COVID ship through the weekends, and even now continuing to ship through the weekends, having parcels done on Saturday and Sunday definitely helps our cause. Because I remember there was a time when when buyers were not as forgiving of shipping delays, and now it's like, I hope it comes on time, but if it doesn't, then so be it. Like we recognize that we'd still rather, like it's actually saying we'd rather it still be shipped than us put in the effort to go get it. And I like that, because that really is a direction that helps us to continue to stay in business. I also love the fact that over the last year, with like social media's been around for a while, right? But I feel like especially with TikTok coming around, and with YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels, where you get lots and lots and lots and lots of like little snippets of this rainbow of human beings. Like if there was a time when your taste was informed by mainstream media and the people close to you. And now when I think about my preferences, like what I like, I don't generally wear things with flowers, and I bought New Era hats with flowers on them because somehow I seem to have developed a liking for floral accents on things, and that has never been me. And when Jenny saw those hats, she was just like, "You bought flowers?" You know what I mean? Like, and it's interesting, but it's just that because of this whole spectrum of possible human beings on very short 15-second to 1 minute snippets of video that we get to see every single day. It kind of reminds me of like when you know those scenes in movies where people get brainwashed and essentially they get tied to a chair with their head kind of strapped to the back of the chair, and it's just like the television like flashing things to their face. Like, here's what the world is like, and they're learning about what the world is, and then they come and they go, and they see all these things. Like the brain just keeps remembering and flashing to them these things that they've seen before. And I think these algorithms do that for us, right? It's just this flashing, and I love that because because of the variety you see. Reselling is there to provide the supply for the demand for things that they cannot find in the shops. The fact is, if you wanted to recreate anything like the combination of jacket, jeans, shoes, hat, sunglasses from any video that you see, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to find half the stuff in the shops. And that's where your eBay, your Poshmark, your Depop, these platforms are like, well, we're here. If you want to find pink floral lightning sunglasses, someone's got it, right? It's secondhand, but they found it, and if you want it, you can pay this price. And I think about these platforms that bolster the demand for us as resellers, that keep this secondary market buzzing. Like that's good for business. So looking forward to 2023, I'm excited to see what growth we all experience together. I'm looking forward to see, and this is my mission, to see more resellers appreciate what they do as a business and not just as a hobby way to make some loose change every other week. I look forward to seeing more resellers appreciate their ability to follow through with discipline on the methods that they choose, the processes that they choose to put together that they can call their operation. For me, one of the things that I'm looking forward to do is actually to be able to methodically list every process, whether it be through video, photos, words, every process that I do, so that one day I can maybe even sell the business to somebody, and they can come in and go, yep, I know exactly how this business sources for items, how this business looks at photos on marketplace to figure out whether a lot's worth buying or not. Like to be able to go, here's photos, here's math, here's what to look for in these items versus that item, and to be able to work out whether a lot's worth picking up or not. That's going to be my focus for this coming year, because that's something that you do when you're a business. You take things from your head and you put it onto some other form of communication that someone else can take up and learn and replicate. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing this coming year. And I think that there are a lot of resellers who should consider doing that, because the last year and the year before that has made it very clear that reselling isn't going anywhere, and it's not that risky to scale up in this space. Other thoughts on 2022? How do you feel 2022 has gone? How do you feel this year could have gotten better or worse? You know what I wish? I wish I didn't fall sick. I wish that, because there are some nights I work till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wish that my body doesn't get run down and I don't fall sick. I wish that I can rinse and repeat that and just keep going. The people I envy the most are those hard-ass construction workers who they work late, and it's physical labor, and then they come home and then they sleep for like 4 hours, and then they wake up and do it all over again, and then it just doesn't look like they ever fall sick. I'm sure they do, but my perspective is like, these guys are machines. Like, I want that level of machinery to apply to my business. That's whiskey probably doesn't help, or maybe it does. I don't know. What's the research say? Yeah. I think 2022, if anything, has made me realize that I'm very blessed to be able to do this thing called eBay. I'm so thankful that there is a business opportunity that I can easily start, apply myself. I'm thankful that I have a wife who, after a short period of doubt, saw the benefit of this and supported me through it and allowed me to see it through to its current state, sees where else it can go, and has given her blessing to create this channel to help you guys. I'm thankful for kids who are so cool in the sense that I mean, selling toys, right? Like, it can go really well or really bad. It can be like your kids just never leave you alone, just want to play with everything that you bring, or kids who understand that, hey, these are things that are for sale, but when dad gives us something, he is also generous. And I've been able through this business to be very generous with my kids as well, and for them to come and help out and to be part of this business, to help out at times. Like my son was 6, he helps me out a lot with, like, sorting and getting stuff and cleaning some toys, and he, like, just to be able to apply himself and see how work translates to income. Like, I didn't get any of these lessons. Like, my dad was a banker, and I remember I'd see him go to work, I'd see his behavior, what he did, his mannerisms. I learned a lot about connection and service and networking, but I never quite understood banking until later, because banking is obviously a much more complex thing. Reselling is a lot more simpler. So to be able to bring my kids in and to be able to show them how it works, and for them to kind of, I guess, enjoy hanging out with dad, that's been super cool. Yeah. So thank you everyone for a good year, all of you. Not just those of you who only found me after YouTube started 3 months ago for this channel, but just everybody from the community, from the Australian groups, the American groups, to everybody that I've been able to help, to everybody, whether it be via the channel, via the comments, via private messages, or to anybody who has also helped me. Thank you for making this industry what it is, and thank you for wanting to see it succeed. So here's to a wonderful 2023. Cheers.